should play George Orwell in a movie? Last week, my brother and I put up a video where we shared some books we would like to see turned into movies. One of the books I mentioned was Homage to Catalonia by George Orwell. George Orwell is a super famous and popular English writer, but he's most well known for his later novels, namely 1984 and Animal Farm. Those ones have been adapted into movies multiple times, but lately I've been slowly reading through Orwell's other works, and I think his lesser-known nonfiction books are pretty underrated. That's why I mentioned Homage to Catalonia as a movie I would like to see on the big screen. Homage to Catalonia was published in 1938, and it tells the true story of George Orwell when he went to Spain in 1936. He went there in a journalistic capacity. He was planning on reporting about the Spanish Civil War. Instead, he ended up enlisting and fighting with a communist army to fight against a fascist in Spain at the time. So, Homage to Catalonia tells the true story of his experience fighting in the Spanish Civil War. So naturally, that led me to think, who should play George Orwell in the movie? My choice was Tom Hiddleston, who you might know as playing Loki, the god of mischief in the Marvel movies. That led me to do some Googling. I wanted to see, has anyone ever played George Orwell on screen in any type of movie? My searching led me to a website called MyCast, where fans can cast their vote for who they would cast in movies and TV shows that they want to see made or might be made realistically in the future. This is called Fancasting, and according to their About Us page here on MyCast, they say, Fancasting 101. If you love movies and TV shows, you're in the right place. MyCast is a platform that allows fans to suggest actors to play each role in their favorite stories. This is called Fancasting, and allows movie buffs to use their creativity to choose who they'd like to see in a film adaptation of a story they're already familiar with. So, I didn't find any actors that have already portrayed George Orwell on the screen, but I did find an interesting list of over 20 actors that people want to see play George Orwell. Doesn't look like Tom Hiddleston is on this list, so I am unique in thinking that he should play Orwell. I guess that means I should cast my vote here that Tom Hiddleston should play him. But what I'm going to do today with this list is go through each option as voted on by people around the internet, I guess, and I'm going to tell you whether or not I think they should play George Orwell in the movie. I will give them a thumbs up, approve, or a thumbs down, deny. Let me know what you think in the comments. Who should play George Orwell? First up, we have Mark Strong. Mark Strong is a Scottish actor, I believe. He is a really good actor from what I've seen him in. Check out the Kingsman movies. I don't know if he looks a lot like George Orwell. Now, looks are not the most important thing when playing a real person. Can he grow hair, though? That is the important question. I don't want to see Mark Strong running around in a wig for a whole movie to play Orwell. I don't care how good wig technology has gotten for modern movies. I'm going to give this one a deny. Sorry, Mark. The next choice is Josh Brolin. I don't really see it for some reason, and I think they might as well cast an English actor to play Orwell. That way, an American actor doesn't have to try to do the accent. So I'm going to deny Josh Brolin also. Next up is Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman's always good. I mean, I've never seen a bad Gary Oldman role in any movie, so I'll give it an approve. Next up is Jason Isaacs. I believe this is the guy that played Draco Malfoy's father in the Harry Potter movies. I don't know him from anything else. I'm feeling like a maybe on this one, but there's a lot of competition, so maybe I'm going to lean towards deny. Sorry. Next one is Bill Nighy. Bill Nighy, the science guy. I'm not sure how to say his name, actually. I'm not really familiar with this actor. He does look familiar. I know I've seen him in something, but He seems a little bit old to play George Orwell. At the time when Orwell was fighting in the Spanish Civil War, he would have been 33 years old. So maybe he could play an older version of Orwell in some flash forwards. However, George Orwell did unfortunately die young at 46 years old due to tuberculosis. So for Bill Nighy, I'm going to deny. Next one is Benedict Cumberbatch. I could see this. I don't know why I didn't think of Benedict Cumberbatch when I was thinking who should play Orwell, but I can see it. He's a good actor, and I don't know, he's kind of got the look enough that I think he could pull it off. I'm going to approve. Next up is Jeremy Irons. I think he is also maybe a little bit too old to play Orwell, so just like Bill Nighy, I'm going to deny. Then we have Bryan Cranston. Interesting pick. Another American actor, unfortunately. And maybe this is just me, but I have a hard time not seeing Bryan Cranston as Hal, the dad from Malcolm in the Middle. I know that was a long time ago, and he's been in a lot of other things. He's in some movies I really like Little Miss Sunshine, one of my favorites. He's in Driver. And I know he's pretty iconic now for, what's it called? Breaking Bad. I haven't actually watched Breaking Bad all the way through. So, sorry, Bryan Cranston, I'm going to deny. Next up is Giancarlo Esposito. Esposito? Not super familiar with him, and I'm going to deny. Next one is Ray Fiennes. I think that's how you say his name, Ray Fiennes, something like that. And he's great. I have loved him in everything that I've seen him in. So, yeah, right off the bat, I'm going to say approve for him. I think he would do a great job playing George Orwell, the soldier. Then we have Willem Dafoe. Interesting choice, another American actor. So far out of the American picks, this one I could see the most as playing George Orwell. I don't know, he has an interesting, unique look about him, and he is good from everything I've seen him in. So for the first American, I'm going to say approve about Willem Dafoe. I don't know, something about him, just I feel like he could pull it off. Then we have Mads Mikkelsen. Interesting choice. Mads Mikkelsen is a good actor, and I feel like he disappears into the roles that I've seen him play. So I think he could do it. I will approve Mads Mikkelsen. Then we have Hugh Laurie. Hugh Laurie, another English actor. Based on his performance as Dr. House, I feel like he would have the right attitude, kind of sarcastic, to play George Orwell. But for some reason, I'm just not seeing it. It doesn't feel like the right fit to me, and I've got to go with my gut here. Unfortunately, I am going to deny Hugh Laurie. Then we have Michael Fassbender. Now, I love Michael Fassbender in everything I've seen him in. He's great. This might sound weird to say, but I think he is too hot, too attractive to play George Orwell. So I'm going to deny Michael Fassbender. Then we have Charles Dance. Charles Dance, I am going to be honest, I don't know who this is. I have no idea. He doesn't look familiar. Maybe a famous English actor, but he might be the oldest person on this list, so I'm just going to deny. Then we have Daniel Craig. Interesting. For me, anyone that has played James Bond is James Bond. Unfortunately, I can't see any James Bond actor in another role post James Bond that I can't get 007 out of my head. So I'm going to deny Daniel Craig to play George Orwell. Then we have Christoph Waltz, who was also in a James Bond movie or two as a villain. And, I mean, he's great in Quentin Tarantino movies, Django Unchained, Inglourious Basterds. I can't see him being George Orwell, though. Almost, but I'm going to deny for now. There's a lot of competition here. Then we have Liam Neeson. I kind of like this pick. I kind of like the Liam Neeson pick. he might be getting on the little bit older range here out of these actors here, but I just can't say no to Liam Neeson. I think that would be awesome, so I am going to approve this pick, Liam Neeson. Then we have Andy Serkis. He looks familiar. I'm sure I've seen him in some stuff, but not too familiar with him. I am just going to deny his application, unfortunately. After that, we have James McAvoy. Okay. We had Michael Fassbender, who played Magneto, young Magneto, opposite James McAvoy as young Professor X. That's interesting. I think McAvoy could pull it off. He's a good actor that he's not easily typecast, I would say. He's a little bit different in different roles, and I don't know, I think he could pull off the soldier George Orwell, so I'm going to approve this one. Then we have David Tennant. This is one of the Doctor Who's, I believe. Now, I don't really have the James Bond problem with actors who have played Doctor Who because I have never been a fan. I haven't really watched the Doctor Who series. But I can't help but see David Tennant as a bad guy, as the villain, after seeing him in Marvel's Jessica Jones as the main villain. So even though he might be able to pull it off, I'm just going to deny. I can't really see it. Then we have Christian Bale. Christian Bale, that's a great choice, I think. Christian Bale, British actor. Also, he's just fantastic in everything I've seen him in. He is someone that really disappears into the role. Some actors, they seem like they always play a version of themselves, like their personality is clear in the role. The opposite is true for Christian Bale. To me, I always see him as the character he's playing. As an actor, he disappears into it. One good example of this is the newest Thor movie, Thor: Love and Thunder, where he plays the main bad guy. He disappeared into that role so much. I mean, part of it is what they do visually with him in that, but when he first appeared in that movie, I had no idea it was Christian Bale. Then at a certain point in the movie, I thought, wait a second, is that Christian Bale? And then I second-guessed myself and thought, nah, no way, that's not Christian Bale. Maybe he just looks like him a little bit, but it wasn't until the end of the movie, during the end credits, that I knew it was Christian Bale. So that is to say, Christian Bale could disappear into George Orwell the Soldier. I think it's a great pick. I approve. And finally, we have Patrick Stewart. Now, this is the oldest actor picked here on this list. And I mean, I denied some other actors due to their age. So I think I will have to deny Patrick Stewart, unfortunately. He's such a great actor, though. I mean, yeah, he's so good. A lot of movies. The old Professor X, by the way. We have 2 Professor X actors on here. Maybe, decades ago, if they had made this movie, he could have played George Orwell, and I think he would have been great. We just need someone else for this version of Homage to Catalonia. Sorry, Patrick Stewart. So that was over 20 different actors. I don't know how many I approved. I wasn't keeping count, but it was less than half of them. I feel like I denied most of them, and I still think my Tom Hiddleston pick is pretty good, but viewer, you tell me, what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Do you think any of these choices would be good to play George Orwell? Is there someone else you think could play him in the movie? Cast your vote down below, and maybe go over to my cast and cast your vote there. As always, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoy the next movie that you watch. Bye.